I'm happy to be here. My name is Maura Stefani. I'm an archaeologist, and since 2009 I've been working at Parco Archeologico didattico di Livelet, where I coordinate the didactic activities. Livelet is an open-air museum located in the northeastern Italy, in the Veneto Region, in the municipality of Lago. The museum stands on the western shore of the Lago Lake, which belongs to a system of two lakes that lie at the bottom of a glacial valley. The area has a great naturalistic interest. In fact, it has various degrees of protection. It is a site of community importance and a special area of conservation for the Natura 2000 network. It is included in the Laghi della Vallata Park, and since 2018 we are the buffer zone of an UNESCO World Heritage Site. The area is also known for important archaeological discoveries, in particular the Colmaggiore di Tarzo site. Located in the isthmus between the two lakes, it revealed the remains of a pile-dwelling village dating back from the end of the Neolithic to the Copper Age, with frequentation in the Middle Bronze Age. The first finds emerged in the 20s, while the excavations were carried out between the 1989 and the 1997, and have recently been reopened. The desire to enhance these discoveries inspired in the 2007 the opening of an open air. This is what we created, a museum with 3 pile dwellings constructed with ancient materials and techniques. Each represents one of the eras in which we know that the shores of the lake were settled in prehistory, and also represent the 3 different construction models used in prehistoric pile dwelling sites in the Alps. The pile dwellings are located in an environmental context similar to the one in which they stood in prehistory, from which come the majority of the raw materials. The interiors are different based on the aspects that we want to highlight of each of the 3 periods represented: Neolithic, Copper Age and Bronze Age. The museum also has spaces dedicated to the visitors, service areas, spaces for workshops, bookshop, ticket office and the picnic areas. The park is owned by the province of Treviso and the municipality of Lago, which through an agreement have entrusted to Umpli Treviso. The staff is composed mostly of archaeologists and naturalistic guides. Let's not forget the help of the Proloco of Lago and the networks of which we are part, EXARC and the thematic educational park of the Alta Marca Trevigiana. All of this is at the service of our visitors, who in 2023 numbered over 16,000. Our audience is made up of visitors, families and groups that visit us in the opening days, Sundays and holidays, and the classes who visit us with the teachers during the week. One thing we want to underline is that the tours are only guided, so there was a direct interaction with each of our visitors. To encourage their return and try to reach pre-COVID numbers again, we are always planning new activities, also thinking about the fact that the museum public is changing. In 2023, we took the opportunity to apply for a PNR contribution that supports the cultural and creative sectors for innovation and digital transition. This allowed us to realize some of the ideas that we had been formulating in the last 5 years, in the wake of a statement by Roland Parde-Cooper. We strongly wanted to adapt to the changing public and also attract new categories and age groups, expand our educational offer and adapt some of the spaces of the park, as well as to renew the website and find a book system that favorised both the public and the staff. This is the Archeotech project, which has allowed us to create a huge series of products. A virtual reality experience that would transport the audience to a day of 6,000 years ago. This is a new activity that is done by reservation or on special occasion, always with the assistance of a staff member and in a dedicated space. We also created 4 augmented reality effects linked with a QR code to 4 educational panels. It is an activity that the public can do independently without the aid of the particular instrument other than their smartphone, and filling the waiting time before or after the guided tours and the workshop. The effects allow to try some of the prehistoric life aspects we explain in the guided tours and to have some taste of the virtual reality experience. You can see yourself inside a pine dwelling, you can wear Neolithic clothes and accessories, try to cut the spelt with a sickle, and try fishing with a pot. Both these extended reality products are designed to offer an absolutely personal but not individual experience, always favoring the sharing and the cooperation. We are also adapting some spaces to host this. And we are also testing the most suitable online booking system for us and translating the website in English. I would like to go deeper into the product that required us the most in terms of time and preparation, but also gave us the greatest satisfaction. Before writing the application, we studied for over a month this totally new language for us. The winning choice was to choose to collaborate with a company that had already worked in the field of extended reality with an open-air museum, Ukido. If we had to learn their language from zero, they already know how to develop our ideas. The references for building virtual reality were mostly the finds found in the Colmaggiore archaeological site and the replicas present in our museum, but we also used other representative examples of the prehistoric pile dwellings of the Alps for the structure and for the tools. The experience is a sort of a virtual storytelling. It wants to be an inclusive experience. For now it is bilingual and includes a seated version, but we are thinking to other inclusive options. It was also designed to be engaging and cooperative. Imagine to wake up inside a 6,000 years ago pile dwelling. The rest of the family is still sleeping and you can even hear them snoring. The guiding voice invites you to look around and to do the first morning activity. First, you need to get dressed. It is an action that also allows to become familiar with the gesture that will be needed during the rest of the experience. Once you have taken the dress, you can see the sleeves and a bracelet on your hands. Then you are guided to enlight the fire with the right stones, fomes fomentarius, and the right gestures. Once the fire is lit, you can cook a soup, choosing between various ingredients of animal and vegetable or You can then continue by trying fig napping with Neolithic technique, to polish a greenstone axe, to paint the walls of the pile dwelling with oxides, and to spin flax. These are all activities that we show to the public during the guided tours, but we don't make them try. In this way, virtual reality completes and enriches, but does not replace the usual guided tours and workshop. Everything takes place in a 4 square meter play area. It is possible to try the full experience with 6 action or a shortened version that allow the staff to better manage live groups, in which you can do first 2 action and then you can choose one of the following. At the end, the guide voice invites you to take a look outside, where you can enjoy a panoramic view of the village and that is awakening. A village made up not of 3 dwellings, but dozens, as in prehistory, and surrounded by fields, domestic animals, and lush nature, current with the climate and altitude of the area. This experience helps to fix some contents in an engaging way. An experience which for a family or a group can be fun, but for a class becomes highly instructive. This is a work that can be continued when we return to school, with the writing of stories, performance, drawings, and exhibition. In both cases, cooperation, questioning, and critical thinking are encouraged. The interpretation of the contents can give life to future citizen science projects, and in this lies the sustainability over the time of this project. To conclude, thanks to our guided tour, workshop, and now also thanks to the new technology, we aim to involve all of our audience, from families to classes, different ages, and visitors with different degrees of preparation or passion, always with a strong interaction between the museum, the staff, and the visit. Let's not forget that everything is also possible thanks to the solid network that we have established over the years, from the local to international, which has allowed us to provide a complete heritage education. Thanks to Archeotech project, we have expanded our educational activities. We communicate and share technology through the most innovative technologies, chasing the taste and expectation of a constantly changing audience, always trying to involve, excite, and to create solid and lasting bridges. Thank you for the attention.